Okay, let's see if we can get this thing to work. And it looks like my camera is still not working. That's okay. You guys don't need to see my ugly mug. And we've got some technical difficulties going on today. My headphones are not working. Let's see what we've got going on there. Okay, can we get the headphones to work? All right, guys, we're going back and forth. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and start this off. This is Nick, your boy, HOUTX Trader. I need to figure out why my camera is not working. Well, video capture device. Display capture. Yeah, video capture device. Let's get that going. Okay. Deactivate it. Device. Deactivate would not show it. No. Use the device. I'm sorry. For some reason, apparently my computer reset itself this weekend, and by doing so, everything completely screwed up. I didn't mean not reset itself. It updated, and by updating, everything else is completely messed up. My camera's not working. My Zoom's not working. My headphones are not working. Microphone. I don't know if you can even fucking hear me. I don't know. Where's this USB device? Not recognized. Oh, of course, the camera that's been plugged in the whole time. Not. Oh, fuck it. Whatever. All right. Here's the here's my dot card. I'm over this. Over this too. Okay. Let's just get into the charts. Hopefully you guys can see this. If there's anyone here, yo, brother, I hope you bless. Yeah. So hey, let me know in the charts if this is popping up. I think you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. Nothing is working correctly right now. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I don't know. My computer is jacked up. All right, guys. Anyways, let's just go through this. All right, let's get on NAS. Can you hear me? Can you guys? I can hear you, and okay, cool. Let's go, rock and roll then. All right, guys. So let's start off with nasty NASDAQ. We did take some interest on NASDAQ. We did hit some good trades, but we didn't hit like the absolute banger because we were messing around like in this zone, and it hasn't broke out. And we were hoping we would catch this entry right here, where my arrow is, and this entry here, and we would be off to the moon. But it didn't happen, which is okay, guys, because if you look at this on a bit of a higher time frame, this is just consolidation. Right? So what is the market doing right now? The market does two things. Or actually, technically, it does three things. It distributes, it consolidates, and then it disperses. And then it consolidates, and then it distributes, right? So not a big deal. It doesn't necessarily do it in that order, but this is what it's doing. So look, it distributed, it's consolidating, and now we're waiting, okay? So if we come back to the 2 hour, what's it doing? It's just going sideways. So we're not interested then in playing this ping pong game because you never know when this ping pong game could do this and then be gone. All right. So if we take these early sells, we could very well get knocked out as it's going to target liquidity. And the same thing, we're not going to take a buy. I'm not personally taking a buy while I see a triple bottom. We do not play triple bottoms. We do play double bottoms and double tops, okay? So the M's and the W's. So this, guys, come on. There we go. This is a W. We can play that, all right? This now is not a W. That's a triple bottom. We are not playing. So this is liquidity on the bottom. And where's liquidity on top? Well, you definitely have this this wick here. Okay, then you also have this little minor zone right here. So if we're going to play a sell in a very bullish market, we need to make sure that we have really good entries. And so for me, the good entry on the sell is fibbing this from top to bottom, as you can see. And then where's our sell zone? It's always 78, 88.6, which is right there. Okay, so we can delete that fib. We know where it's at. And so if we're going to sell, we need to sell in this area. And then our entry is going to be more towards the 88.6, and our stop loss is going to be, as you guys know, it's always 10% of the fib, so from there to there. Actually, this fib is now drawing down deeper, guys, okay? And so the stop loss would be from there to there. So what I want to see happen is liquidity, all of these get taken and get broken. We get up into this zone and then we sell. That is going to be a bit risky because this is a bullish market. So just know that, okay? Also know that there is somewhat of a trend line starting to form here, okay? So we could maybe start looking for buys when we start getting that. So let's talk about that. So the sells right now are nowhere in sight because it's way up here. What we need to be doing is looking for buys. So we are going to buy then after this liquidity is broken and taken. So I'm not gonna lie, guys. On Friday, I got into a buy in this area right here, playing off of this bottom and this bottom. And I was playing that, and guess what? I got knocked out. I saw this wick come off right there, and I was like, son of it's gonna take off and it's gonna leave without me. Look at that candle come. Well, the 2 hour showed it better, but let's go back to the 2 hour. Look at that wick. See how it came down and pulled all the way back up, and I thought, it stopped hunting me. It was gone, but I didn't get emotional. I didn't start feeling in a sort of way. I said, you know what? I lost a trade. I'm out. I'm gonna wait, and that's exactly what I did, because then I'm realizing, hey, we're really entering at a triple bottom, and that's not what I want to do. Once I lost that trade right there, I'm done. I'm done. I'm no longer trying to catch the bottom. I'm going to wait. And that's the psychology part, guys. That's something that was hard for me. Believe me, I wanted to get back in that buy right there. And I said, you know what? It's Friday. I made my money. I took my profit. I'm not going to do it. And guess what? It was a smarter decision because the market came right back down to it. So that's just, again, part of my strategy. I'm not entering triple bottoms now. So let's wait for this to clear. Let's wait for this liquidity to clear. We are oversold on the RSI, but we're not divergent. Okay, we're not divergent, so we've got some room. We can look for buys towards this red line, but you know that Monday and Tuesday are usually a continuation, where Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we have a reversal. So there's nothing saying this thing can't push up and give us a Monday push and then come down on Tuesday, and then perhaps on Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe even Thursday, who knows, we get down into our buy zone, and then we look for this buy all the way up here to take out all this liquidity and probably set all-time highs. Okay, so we're going to be patient and wait for the best buy. No pun intended. Best buy. We're going to be patient and wait for this. There's our stop loss. Our fib is here. There's our buy zone. I'm not sure exactly where we're going to enter. We're going to have to do that manually, but our target then would be the extension, and we need to at least clear out this area here. This is where sellers are going to be sitting. So our TP1 then would be in this area, okay? And our TP2, we leave these runners going because we do have a target above that. But we always need to be cognizant, if we're buying, where are the sellers sitting? So we'll start to get out of our trade there. If we hit this trade, you know, this is not the obviously precise entry, but if we hit that trade, I mean, we're looking at 800 pips. Okay, so we're looking for a bigger move as opposed to smaller moves that are more risky up inside this area. Let this come down, let it break all this liquidity, and then we'll take off. With Dirty 30, we caught an absolute beauty on Thursday, and I'm still in the trade. I did take off the majority. This is just a runner for me now. But if you guys like, we can break down how we took this amazing trade real quick. So what we did is, let's see, we fibbed from top here to bottom here, okay? You see the sell zone is 786, 886, but look, this is why I didn't take the trade early, because look at this liquidity. This high, this high, this high, this high. I wanted these to get breaking, so I actually moved my sell zone from the 88.6 up to the 1, which is be the double top, okay? So I moved it up. And then I also saw to the left. Why did it just do that? There we go. I also saw to the left that we had this wick right here. Let me delete this so we can see it better. We had this little candle, and it depends on what time frame you're on. Right there, we had that wick. Okay? So I wanted that to get filled. So I drew an orange line across the top of that wick, and that was my entry right there. Okay? We also have at this wick, we also have overbought. If we come down to the smaller time frames, Again, we have way overbought. And if you come down to the even smaller time frames, how we really like to snipe entries, this is our entry. Look at the divergence starting to form. High, lower, lower, low, right? High, it's getting higher, higher, higher. It gives us 4 touches. I like to see 3. It gave us 4 this time, which is all good. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 4th one, I took the entry at the 3rd trade, but it gave us 1 more. Again, we're only in a few pips drawdown, and then it sank, and then we knew we were in the clear. But if you see right here, this is the high, and the RSI is dropping in strength as the price is getting higher. That is divergence on the smaller time frame. So on the bigger time frame, guys, what do we have? We had our sell zone. We had overbought. We had also we had the Fibonacci extension of the second leg, which is my favorite leg. If you fib that top to bottom, look where the 236 is. TP is right there in that area. So we had several. I think last time I counted the other day, we had like 7 different confirmations. Okay, so we took that entry. We did not protect because that's really not enough pips. And when it comes down, it starts to just meander, slow, back up. You know it's going to come back to your entry, but this trade's still valid. It didn't get nowhere near our stop loss. So I did not protect early. We want to see this thing break. And it broke. And once it did, then you could protect. So we are protected now in profit. As a matter of fact, I've protected in profit. And I'm pretty sure my stop loss is in this area. So let's look at how we can get back in this trade. I'm actually looking to take another entry. Okay, so this would then be an Elliott wave, right? Second leg. We need a retracement for the 3rd leg to hit our TP at this liquidity and to get into our buy zone. Okay, so what I'm going to do, if the charts will present this opportunity for me, is I see on the internal structure this move right here, right? There to there. Okay, and the smaller time frames work as well as the big time frame. So this is the second leg. So then I come down to a smaller time frame, the 30 minutes, so I can see the internal structure better. We can even go to the 15. And look, now this is liquidity. Now I always tell you guys, I don't like to go off of the first high or low or whatnot, whatever the first swing marker is. I don't use that one. I use the higher one. So I'm going to use this as liquidity, okay, for a turnaround. So again, now we're in the same sell zone there. And if I can get the price into that sell zone, if I can get price into that sell zone, then I'm going to take another sell right in this area. Look at this wick right there, right? We want that wick to get filled. So maybe our entry is right there at the top of that wick or just a few pips below that wick. This would be our stop loss. Now our TP1 would be the double bottom, but really what we want our TP1 to be, or our TP to be, is down here at this red line in the extension, because that is bringing us to our TP on the bigger time frame, but it's also getting us into our buy zone. So we want to be able to hold these runners here. So we'll take the majority of the position off there, which is a 3-to-1 trade, and we will let that go for bigger target because we're also still in the first entry. So we'll double stack our entries. We'll have one, as you guys know, we have one right here that's already protected, and we're looking for TPs down in this area. All right, and if we catch that, that'll be 700, almost 800 on the first one, and the second one will be, if we catch it right here, you're looking at TP, 500 on the second one. So we're looking to stack some pips on these 30 sells until it gets back into our buy zone. Okay, once it clears out this liquidity here, once it clears this out and clears this out, then again, we don't go off of the first swing marker, we go off the second one. So let it clear out this liquidity. This is our fib zone from the bottom of here to the top, and then we'll start looking for buys then. And by that time, hopefully, we'll get the oversold on the RSI. All right, Goldie. I don't think gold is done buying, guys. Gold, I just don't think it is. And, yeah, so as plainly you can see, I have the chart already marked up. We're looking for buys down below. So let's just get rid of these fibs, this internal jazz that we were drawing up the other day. This is liquidity. I have it marked off here. Let's just get rid of that. That's our actually target. Actually, if I should have not deleted that. But this then can be the real. Look at all those wicks sitting right there. That's going to be our real target. This is liquidity too, but the real target is that liquidity. So whatever buy we get into down here, this is going to be TP1. Is the top of these wicks, all right here. Top this off, and maybe fill that wick and then get into this wick before we look for turnaround sells. So we're not really there yet. I don't think sells are the best. I'm only really looking for buys right now. I think gold's got up to this orange line, 2230 area, at least 2200 before it turns around. So what it's doing now is just collecting orders. It's probably going to need to come down here, like you see the red arrow, grab this liquidity that's below this line right here, below this purple box. It needs to grab all this liquidity and then pop off. So we're going to wait for that to pop off, and then we're going to try to catch some serious pips. All right. And then again, our stop loss, if we're going by the plan, it's quite a bit of a stop loss, but maybe we can tighten that up on the smaller time frames when it gets down into our area. And then if we do get a push, we can immediately start to kind of narrow that down. So it is a big stop loss for now, but we're looking for big time frames, and we're also looking for big pips. So the ratios are the ratios. It is what it is. Do you guys have any questions in the chats about any other pairs or any of this stuff? So NASDAQ, we're sitting on our hands. We're waiting for a banger buy. Okay, let's go back out to the 2 hour. Let's just quick review. NASDAQ, waiting for a banger buy down here. US30, we're already in sells, and we're going to hopefully, it's the same thing, guys. Same thing. We're wanting this to sell down so we can buy. And the NASDAQ, we're not in the sells. We're waiting for the buys. Okay, so we're thinking that both of these are going to come down. And we're thinking that a gold is not done pushing up. So it may have a come down, but that eventually this is going to come up, which will then maybe hopefully help gold and NASDAQ sell off. That is that. Let's just double check and see where the Bitcoin is for now. All right, let's go out to the daily. I like to look at the Bitcoin and the cryptos on daily because they move so rapidly. So we're still at all-time highs. We have a small come down, but it hasn't even began to break structure yet. So we're still very bullish. Ethereum, I see your comment. Give me 1 second. Ethereum pushing up. Perhaps this comes down and gets us a little bit lower. I'll buy back in with this, what I sold. We'll continue to play this game. Let's reset this chart real quick. Yeah, and Ethereum, as you can see, is off to the moon, but we are having a little pull down. Solana, which is my girl. Look at her go. Let's go, dude. Look at that rocket up. And we've got some NFTs in Solana, so I'm all good for that. My other one that I'm heavily invested in is Cardano. And as you can see, we have a little bit of pullback, but we're hoping this is going to find support and really in this area, either right there or this orange area where I have right here. So we're hoping this is a bounce. As you see, it's actually hitting and bouncing now. So, and the dot, hopefully the dot's the same thing. We've got this area. We could probably tighten that up a bit, but you get the idea. Look at these wicks. Look at that top. So hit and go. Let's go, dot. Can you show US30 sell zone again? Can't see the numbers. 30 zone. Yeah, can't do that. So again, the brokers, as you know, are always a little bit different. I wouldn't concentrate so much on the numbers that I have on here. You need to draw the fib on your chart and go from there. But so the sell that we're going to look to take now, let me just delete all this green so you can see. Delete this stuff. So if you draw a fib from this last leg down, right, from this top to this bottom, our sell zone is always in the 78.6 to 88.6 Fibonacci, okay? And the reason why is that gives us a great R to R, and it gives us the area where sellers are going to want to sit. Now, I realize there's a whole bunch of sellers also sitting here at the 5618, okay? But look, guys, they're probably playing this fib, that fib. Look, right there. That's the fib they're playing. In my personal opinion, they're not wrong. They're just not 100% right. They can be right. It can hit this fib and then continue to sink. But guess what? That's not what we're playing. I want to see these fibs, this liquidity here get taken out first. So we're going to play safer. I'm not as risky as they are. Okay? I don't want that. I want this. I want this liquidity to get taken out. I want whoever has sell orders here, and look at this gigantic wick, to get filled in there and then get taken out. So instead of asking what my numbers are, just grab a fib from the top to bottom, 78, 88.6. It's in this zone. We're going to, now I realize NASDAQ really loves the 88.6. So Yes, it's a zone, but it's really the 88.6 is what we're looking for. A few pips just shy of that. We'll wait for your RSI to give you confluence. Wait for it to get overbought when it gets to that area. Obviously, by then, the liquidity would have been taken out. And you can even come down to the 3-minute or the 5-minute and start to look for divergent when it gets up there. All right? Start to look for a divergent as price gets higher. But at the same time, price is getting, price is getting lower on the RSI. All right? So that would be the confluence to enter on the smaller time frame. Hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, you know, honestly, these numbers over here to the right on my trading view don't match up at all with my brokers. I don't really give a shit what the numbers are. I just look at the thing and then I go and draw a quick fib on my broker, make sure everything's legit, and then I enter. Because sometimes your broker freezes up. You guys know what I'm talking about. And the candlesticks on your broker might not be the same. So just, you know, do your best job to do that. No problem. Mike and Hala and DC's in the house. Always the boy Wayne's in here. And Tad is in here as well. Thank you guys for joining. Let's look at the other stuff real quick. I think we're in a CAD-J. I should move these to another one. So we're in a CAD-J and it broke. Look, guys, on the 4-hour, I even put this on the excuse me. I even put this on the Discord. Like who's all the trend line CAD-J guys, right? And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, it broke, right? And I even put that in the thing. Hey guys, CAD-J, and there it goes. So I don't know for an ECAD. I don't think we are in EJ and we're damn near at break even. So basically my stop loss is somewhere right in this area and it's right on it. So I'm stop loss, but it's in profit, so we're good there. I don't think we're not in GU yet. We are in UCAD, I do believe. And again, too, when this thing broke this trend line here, I called that out. And we've been calling this out because look, the momentum was losing steam. And then we got in at the very top off of this order block. And then it broke, and then we protected, so we're all good. We got into another entry here, and I've already taken the profit off that and let it go and hit broke even. So we're still in that original one. I don't think we're in U, Chef, no, but we are in UJ. And again, look, guys, the same strategy, the same thinking just works on multiple pairs. And the thinking is, guys, pull the fib in the direction of the market, which is this direction, okay? Top to bottom. There it is. The first little intermediate low that you have is not the real low. Go one more back. Go to the real low, okay? And draw your fib from there because this one is going to be used as liquidity, okay? We also saw there's a gigantic fair value gap that needed to get filled. We saw our little our buy zone, 88.6, and look what happened. The RSI got oversold right in our buy zone, okay? I'm sure if we come to the smaller time frame, that's a 4-hour. Come down to the 1 hour. Look at how many times it's bobbing out, it's losing its momentum. And now look, it's divergent. Lower, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. I like the third touch, guys. We did 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Divergent. You could have entered there. I entered a little bit early. Maybe I entered over here. I'm not really sure where I entered. But anyways, I entered. And then it took off. And so we're good. We're protected. It's the same strategy. Wait for liquidity to get taken out. Wait for liquidity to get taken out. Draw your fib. Look for your buy zone. Go to smaller time frames and look for divergent. Look for overbought, oversold, and then pull the trigger. Because by then, now you have a good R to R. If this thing double tops, all right, you're looking at a 2.5 to 1, which is actually not the best RR. But if you would hit the 88.6, caught it even more perfect, you know, now you're looking at a 3.5. And even if you want to, you know, where are the sellers at, right? So let's pull the fib in the opposite direction. The sellers are going to be sitting in the same area up here. So maybe you can start to scale out there. But then we also have to look at, you know, Elliott wave formations. You know, is this thing done? Now it's hitting the 618. Expect a reversal. Maybe not all the way down, but, you know, there's a push. It's kind of a shitty Elliott wave, but there's a second push. I mean, if we had to do this, we could look, and perhaps that's just the second leg. One push to there, down, second push. So it's going to come down. That's a 61.8. It's going to react, all right? And it's going to come down here somewhere, and then it's going to give us our third push. which is going to get us either a double top or into our sell zone. And then by then, we're shaving off profit. So again, if you want to, and everything looks right, and you have the confidence, wait for that and hit that other entry. All right, there's nothing saying we can't take more than one entries as long as the strategy and everything lines up on those time frames. So if we come down to the 30-minute, and we look at this, we have let's just mark, right? We have liquidity here. We have liquidity here. We have liquidity. Look at all this liquidity right here. Look at all those candles right there. So we either draw our fib from the bottom, which I don't think is correct, but it's probably right here. That's probably the fib we need to be drawing right there. Let's delete this other one. We clear up our page here. We can delete the fair value gap. We already know. But doesn't that kind of make sense? I mean, if you just look at the charts, doesn't that make sense? Perhaps it's right here. We could be safer and go right there. All right. There's our buy zone sitting right where that liquidity is. So let's wait for this market to come down, take out this liquidity, and then we can start hunting and looking for buys. We're going to want this to get double topped. I mean, it should be double bottomed or broken. So perhaps it double bottoms, and then it goes. We'll have to wait and see what the RSI and what the candles look like. But, I mean, look at that fat liquidity right there. So the strategy works on a smaller time frame. It's just more risky. I suggest you guys use it on a higher time frame until you really get it down and then start going into lower time frames and start hitting your snipes. But there is another entry there on UJ. All right. Okay, guys, that's it. It's Sunday. Get ready for tomorrow. This is the chart marked up, so you guys should get your charts and get your trading view, get all that stuff ready for tomorrow. So when you wake up, you're not surprised at what the market does. Maybe you want to wait till later in tonight to mark up your charts. That way, it's fresh and it's as close as it's going to be until your wake up time. And have a plan. Have a plan A, have a plan B, and execute your plans. If it's not your plan, if the market's not acting how you want, then don't worry about it. Step aside. All right. What I've also been doing too, and you can see it in my NASDAQ, is I do the no trade zone. It's just to remind myself, I'm not interested in any bullshit in here. I want to see this get up here and take liquidity, or I want to see it get down here. This is my no trade zone. So perhaps some of these guys who are taking too many trades and getting a little crazy, perhaps you need to mark off in your charts. Look, I don't want to fuck around in this area. This is my no trade zone. All right, I want to wait till this to break out and take all this liquidity, right, and then I'll buy. I want this to either come up here like we did and take liquidity and then sell, or wait for it to come all the way down here and then buy. All this shit in here, all of this is where people lose their money. This is where the money gets lost. All right, don't mess around. Take the best trades and then hold them for 700-800 pips and be done. Thanks, bro. Thanks to you guys too. Thanks, guys. All right, we're out of here. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna be jumping back on here for live trading, and hopefully everything works, and hopefully I can get all my electronic shit figured out, my software.